Properties.
Underwriting support from Associated Lightning Rod, Route 22 in Millerton, installing lightning protection for homes and businesses for well over 50 years. 518-789-4603, ALRCI.com on the web. Sagala Turnkey Housing, Route 7 in Canaan, an authorized independent builder for Westchester Modular Homes. 860-824-0019, Sagalas.com. Roaring Oaks Florist in Lakeville, Connecticut. Unique designs with personal attention. RoaringOaksFlorist.com. Dave's TV, Route 44 in Millerton, New York. Everything for home entertainment, video, audio, satellite TV. 518-789-3881. Dave'sTV.net. McEnroe Organic Farm Market, Route 22 in Millerton, open year-round, 7 days a week. 518-789-4191. McEnroeOrganicFarm.com. Northeast Muffler, Route 22 in Millerton, New York. 518-789-3669. On Facebook, Northeast Muffler.
Now I ain't saying them LA ladies don't know what they're doing. And I've been in love with New York City a time or two. I had some Seattle coffee, some Chicago wind, some Kansas wheat fields I'd love to see again. But the fireflies play where the cattails roll. Them southern girls that talk nice and slow, with kisses sweeter than Tupelo, little bit crazy like New Orleans. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny, soft as cotton and some cut-off jeans. Don't you know? Nothing in the whole wide world like a Southern girl. A Southern girl's mama probably taught her how a lady should act. But a Southern girl's probably got a barn somewhere way out back. She'll get a little hay in her hair, her tires in the mud. She's been caught in the rain and washed in the blood. Likes cherries in her coat, takes a little sip, comes over to me with them summer lips, and then kisses sweeter than Tupelo, little bit crazy like New Orleans. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny, soft as cotton and some cut-off jeans. Don't you know? Ain't nothing in the whole wide world like a Southern girl. Savannah heat up when the stars come out. Well then, fellas, come on, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Kissing sweeter than Tupelo, little bit crazy like New Orleans. Memphis blue and Daytona sunny, soft as cotton and some cut-off jeans. Don't you know? Ain't nothing in the whole wide world like a Southern girl.
Good morning. It's Sunday in the Country. Marshall Miles with you until 12 noon today. A couple things to talk about going on today. Outdoor summer concerts at Noble Horizons kick off today at 4 o'clock, as a matter of fact. The Barbershop Harmonies of the Valley Chordsmen. You can pack a picnic to share with friends following the free concert. You can reserve a table with gingham tablecloths and fresh flowers, or just put a blanket down and enjoy the summer grass. It's at Noble Horizons. More information at 435-9851. Then later on today, the Sunday evening concerts continue in North Canaan. Coming up today, Francine and Eric. This is at the north deck of the Canaan Depot. It happens from 5:30 till 6:30, put on by the Cranford Club and produced by the Music Lab. By the way, it's free, but they do appreciate tips for all the different musicians that help perform there. A few minutes from now, we'll talk a little bit about a big weekend that's coming up in our area next weekend. The Falls Village Car Show comes back to Falls Village next weekend. We'll talk about it in a few minutes here on Sunday in the Country.
Work all week long, punching that clock dust till dawn, counting the days till Friday night. That's when all the conditions are right for a good time. I need a good time. Yeah, I've been working all week and I'm tired. I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Digging the ground, beer on ice, just like old Hank taught us about. Singing along, both the songs, rowdy friends all night long. Good time. Oh, we having a good time. Yeah, I've been working all week and I'm tired. I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Hey. Swinging doors, B&D, kicks and done, honky-tonk heaven, double shotgun, good time. Lord, we having a good time. I've been working all week and I'm tired and I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Shot of tequila, beer on tap, sweet southern woman sit on my lap. G with an O, O with a D, T with an I and a M and a E and a good time. Time. I've been working all week and I'm tired and I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. Time for a good time. Oh, turn it up now. A shot of tequila, beer on tap, a good-looking woman to sit on my lap. A G with an O, O with a D, a T with an I, an M with an E. That's best good time. A good time. Oh, I've been working all week and I'm tired and I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Oh, I've been working all week and I'm tired. I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. Oh, yeah, a good time. I need a good time. Yeah, good
Robin Hood Radio, Alan Jackson. Now, I mentioned this just a few minutes ago. Big weekend coming up on Sunday, July 14th in Falls Village. It's the biggest little car show you'll find probably in the country. And it's right smack dab in the middle of Falls Village, the 10th year The Falls Village Car Show, motorcycles and more, runs from 10 till 3. No admission to come. There's street rods, muscle cars, classic cars, race cars, antiques, custom imports, trucks, motorcycles, favorite picks, trophies awarded. There's vendors set up all over the place. Falls Village Inn. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing day. So mark that calendar. So it's 1 week from today. Falls Village Car Show, 10 till 3, downtown Falls Village, Connecticut, USA. And on the same day, the D.M. Hunt Library has their giant tag sale at the Center on Main in Falls Village from 9 till 3. The Friends of the Library currently looking for donated items to benefit the library. Jewelry, crafts, decorative items, items that cannot be accepted include clothing, books, electronics, and appliances. More information on how you can help donate for next Sunday, 860-318-1065, or email k.blass@gmail.com. Programming and underwriting support from Windy Hill Farm, 686 Stockbridge Road, Great Barrington. Hardy shrub roses, peonies, azaleas, mountain laurel, Native American finger trees. The hardy long-lived summer-blooming Chinese dogwood. More information available on the web, windyhillfarminc.com.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Aspenleader, and I'm from Shakespeare and Company in Lenox, Massachusetts, and we proudly support our local NPR station, WHDD.
To show your support for the nation's smallest NPR affiliate, you can go online, robinhoodradio.com, click on Make a Donation, mail a check, address it to WHDD 67 Main Street, Sharon, Connecticut, 06069. Make the check payable to Tri-State Public Communications. Phone in a credit card request at 860-364-4640. 13 minutes past the hour on Robin Hood Radio.
Well, you're not sure that you love me, but you're not sure enough to let me go. Baby, it ain't fair, you know, to just keep me hanging around. You say you don't want to hurt me, don't want to see my tears, so why are you still standing here just watching me drown? And it's alright, yeah, I'll be fine, don't worry about this heart of mine. Just take your love and hit the road. There's nothing you can do or say, you're gonna break my heart anyway, so just leave the pieces when you go. Now you can drag out the heartache, baby, you can make it quick, really get it over with, just let me move on. Don't concern yourself with this mess you left for me, I can clean it up, see, just as long as you're gone. And it's alright, I'll be fine, don't worry about this heart of mine. Just take your love and hit the road. There's nothing you can do or say, you're gonna break my heart anyway, so just leave the pieces when you go.
Radio, the Wreckers, Leave the Pieces. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, I am pleased. I'll be moderating an event coming up on Wednesday from 11 till 1 at the Interlaken, and you're invited to come. Now, what this event is a chance for you to come and ask questions of Skip Barber about Lime Rock Park. Now, it's just to ask questions. You can ask 1 or 2 questions. You can ask about the track. You can ask about motorsports racing at the track, questions that might be able to be answered on the court case. Skip will be there. We'll be there for 2 hours, 11 to 1. And because you'll be taking time out from lunch, the Interlaken is going to have hors d'oeuvres and some refreshments there as well. So if you're interested in Lime Rock Park, you want to know the truth, get real answers to real questions, Wednesday, 11 to 1 at the Interlaken. It's free and it's open to the public. Doesn't matter whether you're from Connecticut, New York, or Massachusetts. Your chance to ask some questions of Skip Barber directly about what's going on, all right? And like I said, I'll be moderating that event at the Interlaken in Lakeville, Connecticut, so we hope to see a lot of people out there. And we remind you, be respectful. These are to ask questions, not state political views or anything like that. It's your chance to get some real answers to real questions.
Ever since she was a baby, sitting on her daddy's knee, had him wrapped around her finger, doing anything she pleased. She had a way of getting what she wanted, but Daddy knew in his mind that pretty soon the boys would come running. It's just a matter of time before hearts are gonna roll, heads are gonna turn, tears are gonna fall, the bridges gonna burn, hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll. Now she changes like the weather, never stays in love too long. She'll take you to the limit, just to leave you hanging on. Drop dead looks and a mind for trouble, that's all the girls ever know. Leaving behind a path of destruction, no matter where she goes. Hearts are gonna roll, heads are gonna turn, tears are gonna fall, the bridges gonna burn. Hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll. Don't fall under the spell of her eyes, boy, she's not looking at you. Take it from somebody who knows, she's moving right on through. And hearts are gonna roll, heads are gonna turn, tears are gonna fall, the bridges gonna burn. Hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll. Ever since she was a baby, sitting on her daddy's knee, had him wrapped around her finger, doing anything she pleased. Knew hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll, hearts are gonna roll. Watch them roll now.
It's Sunday in the Country. Hal Ketchum. Hearts are going to roll. Well, I don't know if hearts are going to roll tonight, but we've got a couple of different concerts going on tonight. We'll talk about one right now, as a matter of fact. Noble Horizons poolside concerts return today. 4 p.m., as a matter of fact. Barbershop Harmonies will be featured. The Valley Chordsmen. They've been singing since 1947 together. Wow. Their repertoire includes songs from the Great American Songbook, popular music from the last 30 years, and, of course, barbershop classics. Now, you can bring your own picnic to share. You can just sit there, put a blanket down after the concert, enjoy your picnic. More information, 860-435-9851, 860-435-9851. For more information about that concert coming up tonight at 4 o'clock at Noble Horizons in Salisbury. Programming and underwriting support through Norfolk Foundation, presenting Haystack Book Talks, Dr. Alan Walker, author of Frederick Chopin, Life and Times, talking with Melvin Chen, director of the Norfolk Chamber Music Festival, Sunday, July 7th at 1 o'clock, Norfolk Library. The event is free and open to the public with seat reservation. NorfolkFoundation.net/books-talk. It's 22 past the hour.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 69 degrees.
Word on the vine is Johnny got a job 3 days a week at the auto parts shop. Come 5 o'clock when he gets paid, guess we got another reason to celebrate. Joe and Mary, they were meant to be, supposed to get married and live happily, but she slept with his buddy and broke his heart. Now they're all headed out to separate bars. Some are coming to dance, some are coming to fight. Any day of the week could be a Saturday night. Might be having a ball, maybe shedding some tears. There's always a reason to drink around here. I had myself a rough 24. Told the boss where to go and he showed me the door. I hit the gas, hauling asphalt. Guess I'm gonna take the afternoon off. Some are coming to dance, some are coming to fight. Any day of the week could be a Saturday night. Might be having a ball, maybe shedding some tears. There's always a reason to drink around here. Days go by and the world spins around. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Life has gone your way, or it just ain't fair. Well, there's always a reason to drink around here. Some are coming to dance, some are coming to fight. Any day of the week could be a Saturday night. Might be having a ball, maybe shedding some tears. There's always a reason to drink around here. There's always a reason to drink around here. There's always a reason to drink around here. Word on the vine is Johnny got a job 3 days a week at the auto parts shop.
Robin Hood Radio. It's the Sunday in the Country extravaganza. I think that's a little much. Well, anyways, I'm Marshall Miles. Thanks for joining us today. We're here every Sunday. By the way, you can always catch me, Jill Goodman, Arthur Schwartz, all our different personalities, Monday through Friday on The Breakfast Club from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. And by the way, that first hour from 6 to 7 is always broadcast on Facebook Live. So if you'd like to watch what we do behind the scenes, Monday through Friday, and you're a member of Facebook, go to Robin Hood Radio, WHDD, robinhoodradio.com, and you can watch our live video stream of The Breakfast Club, huh? I know, you'll see me a lot, but you'll also get a chance to see the cats. We all love cats, right? It's Sunday in the Country. It's Kenna Rogers, and She Believes in Me.
while she lays sleeping. I stay out late at night and play my songs, and sometimes all the nights can be so long. And it's good when I finally make it home, all alone, while she lays dreaming. I try to get undressed without the light, and quietly she says, "How was your night?" And I come to her and say, "It was all right," and I hold her tight. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I will find a way, while she lays waiting. I stumble to the kitchen for a bite, then I see my old guitar in the night, just waiting for me like a secret friend, and there's no end while she lays crying. I fumble with a melody or two, then I'm torn between the things that I should do. Then she says to wake her up when I am through. God, her love is true. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs. I was wrong, but she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I will find a way, while she lays, while she waits for me.
Good morning. It's the Sunday in the Country radio broadcast here on Robin Hood Radio. And we'd like to plug things that are going on today and in the future. But, hey, the Sunday evening concerts on the North Deck at the Canaan Depot going on tonight. Francine and Eric will be performing tonight. It starts at 5:30. It is presented by the Cranford Club, produced by the Music Lab. There's no admission. If you want to make a donation, they would accept that. That money will go to pay the musicians who volunteer to perform. So that's tonight. The North Deck at the Canaan Union Station Depot. Francine and Eric begins at 5:30 in North Canaan tonight. Programming and underwriting support from the Barn Egremont Village Inn, featuring entertainment Wednesday through Sunday, open mic Thursday, and karaoke Sunday. Beer, wine, and bar menu featuring homemade selections. Calendar and more information at theegremontbarn.com and on Facebook. The Robin Hood Radio Network. You might say to yourself, what is the Robin Hood Radio Network? Well, it's a combination of radio stations put together so everybody in the tri-state area can listen to Robin Hood Radio, which is WHDD, AM 1020 and FM 91.9, the smallest NPR station in the nation. In Northwest Connecticut, of course, AM 1020 and also FM 91.9. In the South County area of Massachusetts, AM 1020 WHDD and WBSL FM 91.7. Now, when you travel the Route 7 corridor from Mohawk Mountain down to Kent, Connecticut, you can listen to Robin Hood Radio on FM 97.5 FM. And when you travel the Route 22 corridor from Millerton, New York down to Pauling, well, then it's FM 97.5 FM once again for WHDD. In New York State, Eastern Ulster, Eastern Windham County, it's WLHV FM 88.1. In South Greene County, in all of Columbia County, and Northern Dutchess County, it's WLHV FM 88.1. There you go. That's the course, that's the primer, that's the information. Robin Hood Radio is on the Robin Hood Radio Network, and the Robin Hood Radio Network can be heard throughout the tri-state region in New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. It's 33 minutes past the hour.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 69 degrees. It is time to welcome a new guest here on Robin Hood Radio. We're going to be joined by Charlie Davenport. Charlie is representing the protest group that has formed over Cricket Valley, Stop Cricket Valley, and we welcome Charlie this morning. Charlie, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
All right. So more and more people have become aware of what is happening down Route 22, actually on both sides of the on Route 22. One side, a huge solar farm is going in. On the other side, a natural gas-fired power plant is well under construction. So what's for people that are listening and first time really they're hearing somebody from your group on the air, introduce yourself, how you got involved with the Stop Cricket Valley, first of all.
Well, okay, I'm on the board of Stop Cricket Valley Energy and also on the Fresh Air Housatonic Harlem Valley's 501c. And I've been involved in stopping various pipelines and energy plants or natural gas plants for a couple of years. And then this Cricket Valley Energy plant broke ground. It was not on my front burner. In fact, I only learned about the hazards of natural gas maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And again, I'm not a scientist or an engineer, but I do subscribe to what Bob Dylan said in the 60s, that you don't have to be a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. So we have a major source of pollution, which is called the major source of pollution by the Department of Environmental Conservation, and yet they located it 3/4 of a mile from my high school and the middle school with over 700 students, which I found to be outrageous. So that's so outrageous, I need to be in the street every week to say something about it and educate about it. Now, again, the New York State DEC and the EPA are involved in the monitoring of emissions from natural gas plants and coal and oil plants because the emissions are bad. They're not doing them because they're good. They're bad for your health. But then they go ahead and put a power plant, which is a major source of pollution, in the center of a community 3/4 of a mile from a high school. And ongoing, Governor Cuomo in 2018 and also New England states, they sued the EPA because of pollution coming from states hundreds of miles away. And Governor Cuomo said exposure to smog is also linked to premature death. Some groups, including the children, the elderly, and those with existing lung diseases such as asthma, are at especially heightened risk from smog pollution. So we're to believe that smog pollution coming from hundreds of miles away, but a major source of pollution 3/4 of a mile from a school is okay. So give me a break. In my experience, the closer you stand to the source of pollution, like a barbecue or your automobile exhaust or a bonfire, the worse it is for you. So if I want to get away from pollution, I have it go far away. I don't stand next to it. So that's why I'm outraged.
All right, now I'm going to be playing just devil's advocate here. Now there obviously are pollutants that come out of a natural gas fired power plant, but don't you think that the governor was talking about coal-fired power plants that go to the west, not only in western New York, but right through the central part of the country?
Yeah, he was targeting coal plants.
Yeah,
That's true, but the same exhaust fumes that come out of a natural gas plant are bad.
Oh, I'm not debating that at all. I'm not a scientist either, but I realize that as well. But I just wanted to make that distinction for people that are listening. Now, an interesting thing here is that, how can I put this without sounding do you remember when coal became clean coal, and then diesel fuel became clean diesel fuel? Now, both those things were fallacies, as we found out with the Volkswagen scandal. There's no such thing as clean diesel fuel, and there is no such thing as clean coal. There's coal and there's diesel fuel, who had their place in our history, good or bad. Natural gas is cleaner than both of those things. But what you have pointed out, and what other people are beginning to point out about natural gas, is that, yes, if you monitor heavily and you really keep control, you can keep down pollutants. But I think another big thing about natural gas-fired power plants is the fact that most of that natural gas comes from fracking. Yes or no?
Yeah, it's mainly coming from fracking. Yeah, it's gonna this plant is going to require massive, maybe over 400 fracked wells, if it operates at full capacity over its lifetime. So
it puts.
And the thing is, though, with the natural gas, the DEC is telling us this is a major source of emissions. I mean, it's got like 192 tons per year at full capacity of small particulate matter for coming out of it, for one thing, which causes asthma, cancer, and a host of other diseases. So to say that, hey, it's natural gas, we're okay, is really being short-sighted.
Well, you can't. Unfortunately, in today's world, you can't really take most major companies' words for anything. But one thing that I am aware of, we've been covering this story since its beginning. Okay, since when they filed for the permitting and stuff like that.
Good for you.
What's interesting to me about this is that the Connecticut side of the border got on this ledger late, which is too bad. People in Connecticut were not aware, even though it's only a few miles from their houses, what was going on. I think now what towns are doing, I know Sharon, Lakeville, Salisbury, Cornwall, all the towns around here have come up out of their own budget and are paying for monitoring equipment to go up to monitor. I'm pretty sure that towns in New York are doing the same thing. Will you keep, as part of your opposition, will you keep those monitoring statistics? Will you check those every day or every week? How will you work with these towns that are going to monitor?
I hate to tell you something. You know what? The monitors won't do you any good, because you can keep track of the air all you want, but as long as that power plant stays within the legal requirements, it's permitted to put in pollution. Yes, we have a legal permit to pollute. So if they do that, there's nothing you can do about it. And, the DEC, I hate to tell you this, that your state governments, your government agencies, your DEEP and my DEC are not interested in protecting us or our environment. They're interested in facilitating the construction of power plants because they're subservient to political interests and money.
Now, what are your upcoming actions going to be then? Oh, by the way, I want to once again reintroduce you. This is Charlie Davenport, Stop Cricket Valley. They have a Facebook page, by the way, and you can also find them on the web at Stop Cricket Valley as well. So, Charlie, what are you going to do now? This plant rapidly is coming to final phases in construction.
Okay, we have to. First of all, I have to educate, and we have to talk and organize. Okay, so we have a regular, ongoing, nonviolent, non-controversial, confrontational picket every Saturday at 11 a.m. and every Tuesday at 5 p.m. at the plant site on Route 22 in Dover Plains. Okay, education is important. On July 13th, we have Reverend Billy and the Stop Shopping Choir, from New York City, who are going to join us at our regular picket at 11 a.m. And then he's going to stay and perform afterwards along with some other musicians. We have a fundraiser coming up in Sharon, Connecticut on August 17th. And I'm asking people to call Josh or Sharon about it at 518-789-3636. Again, that's a fundraiser in Sharon, Connecticut on August 17th. Call Josh or Sharon at 518-789-3636. We have two Facebook pages, Stop Cricket Valley Energy, one based in Connecticut, one based in New York, and we have a GoFundMe campaign on that Facebook page. So that's the upcoming plans. You know, all we can do is increase public awareness at this point, and then it's up to the public to get active. And I'm afraid it's going to require more than building air monitors. I'm thinking of the Governor Cuomo listens to people in the streets. He banned fracking in New York because we had 3,000 people in the streets in the summer of 2013, and then followed by 2,000 people at his State of the State address in the January of 2014, and then fracking was banned. But in the background, there was always the threat of massive civil disobedience. And people, we need to think about going that way. Think of the civil movements we've had in this country. For example, women's suffrage. People, there were big-time marches in the streets, jailings of women for 50 years until that was approved. We have our civil rights struggle. That was 60 years ago. And I'm thinking the biggest case of civil disobedience and resistance was during Prohibition, where the American people openly, violated the law on a regular basis because they wanted to have a beer. So we have to have that kind of a mindset. Our revolution originated in New England at the Boston Tea Party in Lexington and Concord. So we need some of the same thing right now.
Well, once again, Stop Cricket Valley, and also there's a newly formed Fresh Air Housatonic Harlem Valley Limited. Yeah, that's a nonprofit group. So if people out there are listening right now and you want to get involved and get up to speed, these are the places to go to get information quickly. And you're obviously following the construction of the power plant. And you don't really have any realistic ideas that you're going to be able to stop it from opening, or do you?
You never know.
Yeah, okay.
Because we have a glut of energy in this part of the nation. We have power plants. 2 power plants went bankrupt in upstate New York. You had a power plant go bankrupt in Charlton, Massachusetts. 3 states are bailing out nuclear energy companies. New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, and Maryland are bailing out nuclear power plants. So it's hard to see what the future will be. I'll be out there educating, and the people who say it's by the way, your state, Connecticut, has just approved the opening of a new natural gas facility in Killington. No, Killingly is where, Connecticut, just approved. So you're telling me your state is worried about pollution, and they're building another new natural gas plant? Yeah, it's another give me a break moment.
Well, once again, Charlie, is there a telephone number people can call to get a hold of you folks, or should they just do it via the web page and via the Facebook pages?
Again, I would call Josh at 518-789-3636 or Sharon there. And, go to the Facebook page. And I'll give you my cell number. It's 845-728-8031.
Well, Charlie, thank you for enlightening us. And I guess what I'll expect for you guys to do, seeing as we're just a small little volunteer station here, right, is keep us abreast once every month, every 5 weeks or so. Give us a jingle, and we'll follow the progress of you trying to stop and obviously monitor the Cricket Valley Energy Plant.
Okay. Well, thank you for your support, and we will do that.
All right. Thanks, Charlie.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. From, once again, Stop Cricket Valley here down on Route 22, Charlie Davenport, Stop Cricket Valley, and also the Fresh Air Housatonic Harlem Valley Limited. And we'll have this interview up and all the information, how you can contact them on our on-demand page at robinhoodradio.com. Click on on-demand, click on interviews.
See it in his face as he reached in his pocket to the money place. He said, "Sonny, I'm down to the bone. It takes everything just to get by when you think you got enough. The prices just go higher. They go on and on. Well, I work real hard, but some never will to take my money and they eat their fill. It ain't fair, son. Oh, but that's the way it is. It ain't fair, son, but you know that's the way it is. Slide on in there." Swore right there when I grew up I'd have money to spare and then some for nothing at all. Well, it was easy to say but hard to do, and if it don't get better than 82, I'll be lucky if I make it till fall. I gotta sing my boy the same damn song. You think you got enough? The prices just go higher. They go on and on. Well, I work real hard, but some never will. They take my money and they eat their fill. It ain't fair, son. Oh, but that's the way it is. It ain't fair, son, but you know that's the way it is. Just go higher. They go on and on. Well, I work real hard, but some never will. They take my money and they eat their son. Oh, but that's the way it is. It ain't fair, son, but you know that's the way it is. We're out of here.
Gary Morris on Robin Hood Radio with Marshall Miles. Thanks for joining us. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a big shout out to Lime Rock Park and the Salisbury Rotary Club. Friday night, their fireworks display and everything they did in between 6 and that fireworks display was unbelievable. And it all raises money that goes locally to their projects, locally to scholarships. The Salisbury Rotary Club doesn't only serve Salisbury, it serves all the towns around it. And just a spectacular job. I mean, they had... you could bring your own food, but they had vendors open. The track vendors were open. They had Ben & Jerry's ice cream. They had other food vendors. Of course, the Boy Scouts were there with their glow rings and glow sticks, whatever stuff that is. Another feature which was terrific was the Sharon Playhouse was there, and they were featuring music of the Divas, which is coming up at the Playhouse. And it all just filled in to make a real nice evening in between 6 and 9:15, and then boom, 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 the fireworks. So once again, congratulations, the Salisbury Rotary Club. Great job raising funds, and a big tip of the cap to our good friends at Lime Rock Park. They always make that park available for a lot of different fundraising activities, and this is a major one for the Salisbury Rotary Club. So Skip Barber and friends, thank you very much for making that track available. And hey, it was a great 4th of July on Friday night, lighting up the fireworks and more at Lime Rock Park. Morning. Back to the music we go. Sunday in the country.
I got whiskey to keep me warm when the sun goes down, and this godforsaken honky-tonk ain't likely to run out. So won't you come on home and save me, stop me before I drown, 'cause I'm no good, pretty mom, when you're not around. And there's a women in this town whispering in my ear, saying things a man in my condition likes to hear. So won't you come on home and stop me before I step on out, 'cause I'm no good, pretty mom, when you're not around. Well, I'm helpless when I'm tempted, and I'm headed straight for hell. Oh, I've got no resistance, the devil knows me well. So won't you come on home, sweet darling? Oh, Lord, I need you now, 'cause I'm no good, pretty mom, when you're not around.
one else can understand me. When everything I do is wrong, you give me hope and consolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. Wonder of you. And when you smile, the world is brighter. You touch my hand and I'm a king. Your kiss to me is worth a fortune. Your love for me is everything. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. Play it, James.
Robin Hood Radio is WHDD AM and FM Sharon, WBSL FM Sheffield, and WLHV FM Annandale on Hudson.
The smallest NPR station in the nation.
It's 59 past the hour. Here's a check on stories we're following for you on Robin Hood Radio. Kent Memorial Library will be open Sundays during the summer beginning this weekend. Hours are noon to 4 through July 28th, and then August 4th through the 18th from noon until 4. Outdoor summer concerts at Noble Horizons kick off today at 4 p.m. The Barbershop Harmonies of the Valley Chordsmen, the all-male barbershop chorus, has been singing since 1947. Pack a picnic to share with friends. On the free concert, reserve a table with gingham tablecloths and fresh flowers, or just lay a blanket on the ground. Also tonight, Sunday evening concerts at the North Deck Canaan Depot, put on by the Cranford Club and Music Lab. Coming up tonight will be Francine and Eric. That concert will be held 5:30 to 6:30. If it rains, it moves indoors. We'll keep you abreast of news and weather information every hour on the hour, and we'll bring you updates as needed. I'm Marshall Miles for Robin Hood Radio, robinhoodradio.com. You'll find us on Facebook, and you'll also find us on Instagram.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 70 degrees. Underwriting support from Associated Lightning Rod, Route 22 in Millerton, installing lightning protection for homes and businesses for well over 50 years. 518-789-4603, ALRCI.com on the web. Sagala Turnkey Housing, Route 7 in Canaan, an authorized independent builder for Westchester Modular Homes. 860-824-0019, Sagalas.com. Roaring Oaks Florist in Lakeville, Connecticut. Unique designs with personal attention. RoaringOaksFlorist.com. Dave's TV, Route 44 in Millerton, New York. Everything for home entertainment, video, audio, satellite TV. 518-789-3881. DavesTV.net. McEnroe Organic Farm Market, Route 22 in Millerton, open year-round 7 days a week. 518-789-4191. McEnroeOrganicFarm.com. Northeast Muffler, Route 22 in Millerton, New York. 518-789-3669. On Facebook, Northeast Muffler. It is time, as we always kick off hour number 2, the 10 o'clock hour here on Sunday in the Country, to bring in Willie Hallahan, who hosts the website sportingacause.com, and that sportingacause.com is all about events that are fundraisers, but they are also sporting events or related to sporting events one way or the other, and you can see the whole list of different events that come up that you might want to participate in, and you can just go there and check it out on a daily basis at sportingacause.com. But we are after the July 4th holiday. The mid break of the baseball season is upon us, and it's also time for Willie Hallahan to be upon us. Willie, good morning.
Good morning, Marshall, and happy summer to you. We're in the midst of that, too.
Absolutely. And looking at your site, you have a bunch of stuff to talk about here this morning.
Yes. We're at the middle of the summer means lots of events. We're in a tad of a lull this week. There aren't the usual 14 or 15 events going on this week, but that's okay. Today is the Angevine Farm Half Marathon. That's a new event this year. It's hosted by Steep Endurance, which is a for-profit company that engineers events in different venues and gives a portion of the profits to worthy causes. It's a very legitimate way to have a sports-related fundraiser. And that's being held at Angevine Farm in Morris, and it involves state forest and other. It's a trail event. Tomorrow, Monday, the Torrington Winsted Rotary Club, their 31st annual golf classic. That's a long time for a golf tournament. Will be held at the Torrington Country Club. That benefits a whole host of nonprofits. Rotary clubs typically, of course, their reason for being is philanthropic, but they always support a bunch of things. The chief among them are scholarships for high school students, but also like the Torrington Library and Parkinson's disease research and the School for the Blind. It goes on and on and on. And that's tomorrow. Next Friday, another golf tournament, the Thomas Burlinghoff 12th Annual Memorial Golf Tournament. It's being held over at Beekman Golf Club in Hopewell Junction. That also benefits scholarships for Weebatuck High School students and some other charities. The following day, on Saturday the 13th, Drive for the Cure 9th Annual Golf Tournament. That's hosted by Undermountain Golf Course. That used to be the Judy Mitchell Tournament, long-running tournament that raised money for cancer research, and it morphed into a Drive for a Cure, which continued that beneficiary, and it's morphed again into an event where the proceeds benefit a local family in need. It changes year to year, but it's one I've played in for years. I'll be playing in that, and it's always a fun tournament over there. And also on the 13th is the Litchfield Hills Triathlon and Duathlon. This is a slightly different athletic endeavor. It's a triathlon, as they traditionally are. There's a swim and a bike and a run, but you can also just do the swim and bike. That's the duathlon part of it. And that's being held. It starts at Brody Park, and Brody Park is the beneficiary of the proceeds. A lot of things happen at Brody Park. And then the following day, the Monday, starting the next week, is the Unico Golf Tournament. That's the UNICO. If you're not familiar with that, that's the largest Italian-American service organization in the country. And they, like the Rotary Club, raise money for all kinds of local charities. And then we're on to the next weekend, which is just makes up for the lull this coming week. There's things going on at Lime Rock, Canaan Railroad Days, where there's sports-related fundraisers for that, and just on and on and on. So we've got a lot going on. But with the extra minute or two we have, I wanted to address something that's it's timely. I probably should have done this several weeks ago to start off the season, but with all the things going on, there are also a bunch of bicycle rides going on. We've already had the Discover Connecticut ride and the Discover New York, and there was a Bike and Fly up in Great Barrington. But there's some still coming up. There's the Tour of Litchfield Hills, the Harlem Valley Rail Ride over in Millerton. And something has to be said about this. During these events, typically when there's a tour, a ride, these are non-competitive, by the way. Whenever you see ride, it means it's a non-competitive, non-racing event. But typically, the participants will be offered several rides from 10 or 12 miles up to a century, a 100-mile ride. So when these events are going on, there are bikers all over the place. And we all know, it's not always talked about, but there's a basic incompatibility between motorists and bicycles. There's basically only one reason why. You've got two groups of varying speeds, like cars go 40 to 50 miles an hour, a bicyclist is going 10 to 20, so in the same lane. So it's a problem, quite frankly. And the recipes for disaster are there constantly. And besides the speed differentiation, there's nothing we can do about that. But there's a basic misunderstanding, I believe, still, where both sides don't really understand both the responsibilities that the other have, and not to mention the rights. For example, I'm guessing that probably one of the first incidences of road rage involved a motorist coming up behind a pair of bicyclists in his lane or her lane, and they had to stop because they couldn't get by them because of an oncoming car, and rage ensued. I mean, everybody's experienced it. But in a perfect world, every road would also have a bike lane. But of course, that doesn't exist. That would be perfect. We would keep the two entities separate. In the next most perfect world, I suppose, if every road had an adequate shoulder, 4 or 5 feet for bikes to ride, again, keep the two entities separate. But that's not the case. Shoulders go from 4 feet wide down to nothing. I walk every day in Canaan. I walk down 44 just past my house. And of course, as a pedestrian, I'm facing traffic, but I'm walking down in there. I'm on the left-hand side of that white line on the side, but the asphalt is crumbling into the ditch on my left side, so I'm walking down a strip about 1.5 feet wide. And I always wear a cap, a baseball cap, my Sporting a Cause cap. And when there's an oncoming tractor-trailer or a box truck, I tilt my head down so that it doesn't blow my hat off. I mean, they're going that fast, that close to me. So the point is that the roads just aren't wide enough. And what's made worse is the most scenic places to ride a bicycle in the summertime are the roads that are the most dangerous. They're the narrow, windy, hilly country roads where the vistas are great, but the possibility for vehicle and motor car and bicycle interaction is at its highest. So one of the things that motorists don't realize is that, one, a bicyclist has the right to the road. They can ride in the lane where your car is. They can't ride double or 3 across. Single lane, single file is the rule of the road. And if you come up behind a bicyclist who's going 20, and you have oncoming traffic, you have to stop or slow down until the oncoming car passes, and you have the opportunity to pull out and go around them. More often than not, people don't slow down. They'll shoot that gap between the oncoming car and the bicyclists. And I used to ride myself. I was in the bicycling industry years ago. And more than once, I've had my shoulder brushed by a side view mirror, and it's wrong. The car is wrong there. Of course, if you're a bicyclist and you get hit by a car and you're in the right, there's little satisfaction to that if you're dead or maimed. But cars have to understand that bicyclists have the same rights to the road that the car has. Now, on the other hand, the bicyclists have to realize that they are obligated to the same rules of the road that the car is, and they often don't do that. That means you don't ride two abreast. You have to ride single file. You don't ride in the middle of the lane because you don't need to. You stay to the side because you're a small vehicle and you should be there and giving as much opportunity for cars to pass you because you're so slow. And it's not easy being. And when you come to a stop sign or a red light, a bicyclist has to stop, just like a car does. And it's inconvenient. For the same inconvenience that a car has to slow down for a bicyclist, it's inconvenient for a bicyclist to stop because you got to yank your feet out of the toe clips and so forth. But that's the way it is. I guess what I'm trying to preach here is let's give some thought. I mean, when you're in a car and you see a bicycle coming up, think about what you're doing here. With lives literally hanging in the balance, it's not a big deal to slow down, let oncoming traffic go by, and then pull out and go around bicyclists. If you're a bicyclist, remember you're in a dangerous position. There's no doubt about it. And you have to go by the rules of the road. One of the most dangerous things for a bicyclist to do, by the way, is say they're coming up upon an intersection. They want to make a left-hand turn. They have to cross the lane that they're already in over towards the center line, put their arm out to indicate that they're turning left, like we used to do in cars back in the old days before directional lights, and then have to wait until oncoming cars go by, and they have cars going by on around them on the right-hand side, and they're right in the middle there. So there's at best, it's a scary proposition to be riding, and with the tour season starting, lots of times you'll have a string of 20 bikes in a row on a road. Hopefully they're keeping to the side as best they can, but I guess caution is what I'm preaching here. Everybody's out to have a good time, and disaster lurks everywhere. And if people realize that, we could all be safer for it.
Well, it's something for people to remember, both on the bikes and in cars, and we also include motorcycles and people that run scooters now, because there's a lot of that on the road, too.
That's right.
Everybody has the right to the road. There are limitations on both sides, and there's no reason for people not to be able to share the road one way or the other.
Right.
All right, Willie, great job.
Well, thank you, Marshall, as always, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Now, we're going to have to take a pause next week. You know why?
Why's that?
The Falls Village Car Show.
Ah.
And I do believe that I will be out at the car show next week.
Okay.
And I'll be doing reports from there. But maybe what we can do is I'll tape you earlier in the week, and we'll schedule that for playback during the 9 to 12 hours. That sound good to you?
Perfect. Absolutely. Be in touch.
All right, Willie. Take care.
You too, Marshall. Bye.
Willie Allahan and Sporting a Cause, sportingacause.com here on Robin Hood Radio.
Look at all the lonely people walking through this world without a hand to hold. Life can be so cold. Some just live their lives for money, never make enough to fill their empty souls. I wonder if they know everybody needs someone. Everybody wants to be loved. A little of that human touch sometimes just means so much. A gentle word can heal a wounded heart. Ain't no doubt about it. No one can live without it. Everybody needs someone. Oh yeah. I've chased a lot of broken dreams, but you're the only one that ever came I'm holding on to you. Of all the things I take for granted, baby, you're the one thing I could never lose. I'm telling you the truth. Everybody needs someone. Everybody wants to be loved. A little of that human touch sometimes just means so much. A gentle word can heal a wounded heart. Ain't no doubt about it. No one can live without it. Everybody needs someone. Oh yeah.
Robin Hood Radio. This is Sunday in the Country. We kick off hour number 2 after we hear from our good friends, of course, Willie Hallahan with Sporting at Cause. Thank you once again, Willie, for jumping on board this morning. That was James Otto. Everybody needs somebody. Hey, some concerts coming up tonight. You betcha. Noble Horizons. Barbershop Chorus starts at 4 o'clock. Noble Horizons in Salisbury. And the Sunday evening concerts in North Canaan. North Deck at the Canaan Depot. 5:30 tonight. Presents Francine and Eric.
We got Tennessee moonshine, chicken and beer. The band's in the barn and the gang's all here. Just park your car down by the corn. If you're looking for a good time, honk your horn. Bring your dog, call all your friends, send a shout out to your next of kin. Tell them I'll come just as you are. We're getting down on the farm. Come on, everybody, gotta move your body to the bombshell stomp. Bombshell stomp. Kick up your boots and get back to your roots, to the bombshell stomp. Bombshell stomp. Stomp to the right, stomp to the left. Shake your booty, step, step, step. Grab yourself a cute guy, honey, don't be shy. Everybody wrong to the bombshell stomp. There's no excuse for an empty cup. Keep 'em all full till the sun comes up. If you get too hot down by the fire, take a roll in the hay if you so desire. There's a million stars in the sky tonight. That old full moon is a beautiful sight. Shake, shake, shake it till the cows come home. Rocking it on that bone. Come on, everybody, gotta move your body to the bombshell stomp. Bombshell stomp. Kick up your boots and get back to your roots, to the bombshell stomp. Bombshell stomp. Stomp to the right, stomp to the left. Shake your booty, step, step, step. Grab yourself a cute guy, honey, don't be shy. Everybody wrong to the bombshell stomp.
Grab yourself a cute guy, honey, don't be shy. Everybody romp to the bombshell stomp, yeah.
Bombshell Stomp. It's Sunday in the Country here on Robin Hood Radio, robinhoodradio.com on the web. Underwriting support from the Stagecoach Tavern, 264 South Undermountain Road, Route 41 in Sheffield. Beneath the tavern, the Down Country Social Club featuring hand-picked selections of extraordinary and rare entertainment. Performances include music, dance, performance art, poetry, multimedia works on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. 413-229-8585. On the web, stagecoachtavern.net.
Hi, my name is Tina from Ben's Daughter's Pet in Great Barrington, and I support our local NPR station, WHDD.
To show your support for the nation's smallest NPR affiliate, you can do it one of three ways. You can go online, robinhoodradio.com, click on Make a Donation. You can mail a check, address it to WHDD 67 Main Street, Sharon, Connecticut, 06069. Make the check payable to Tri-State Public Communications. Or you can phone in a credit card request at 860-364-4640. Our community calendar of coming events on Robin Hood Radio, underwritten by the Egremont Village Inn, featuring entertainment Wednesdays through Sunday. More information, egremontbarn.com. Great Falls Brewery, One Railroad Plaza in North Canaan, Connecticut, greatfallsbrew.com. GB99 Railroad Street, Great Barrington. You'll find them on Facebook at GB9 Barrington, and Picante Southwest Mexican Grill between Lakeville and Salisbury on Main Street. 860-596-4225, Picante'sLakeville.com. Sharon Fire Department Ambulance Squad has their pancake breakfast this Sunday from 7 until 10:30 at the Firehouse. A mushroom walk, the first one with David Payton, coming up this Sunday at Sharon Audubon from 10 till 12. All ages are welcome. More information, 860-364-0520, extension 120. And, of course, it's the Falls Village Car Show coming up on Sunday all day. During that, you'll also find the library tag sale in Falls Village at the D.M. Hunt Library. A very busy Sunday. And the afternoon tea and fashion show goes on at the Hillsdale Fire Company Sunday from 1 till 4. If you're a not-for-profit or public service organization, has an event going on that you'd like to publicize, we'd like to help you out. RobinHoodRadio.com. Click on Contact Us. Click on Submit PSA. Once you're there, fill out the form completely. Click Submit. The only rule we have, just one very simple rule. As long as you don't pay for it elsewhere, we'll put it on there absolutely free on Robin Hood Radio. 24 minutes past the hour on Robin Hood Radio.
I miss it. If you're needing to feel better about yourself, if you're wanting to hear me say I forgive you, 'cause tequila turned you into someone else. If you're looking for one more chance, a little stand by your man, you got the wrong song coming through your speakers. This one's about a liar and a cheater. Didn't know what he had till it was gone. You got the wrong girl, 'cause I got your number. I don't know what kind of spell you think I'm under to say to feel good. Everything's fine, sing along. You got the wrong song. Tell me, boy, what's you worth every minute? I hope you had the time of your life. You made your bed, now go lie in it. All I got to say to you is goodbye. How'd you think I'd react? Saying, baby, come back. You got the wrong song coming through your speakers. This one's about a lie and a cheater. Didn't know what he had till it was gone. You got the wrong girl, 'cause I got your number. I don't know what kind of spell you think I'm
we've got some great music coming up in the next couple of hours. Hey, why not some great music right now? Let's bring in none other than Alan Jackson. Good morning, everybody.
I was rolling wheels and shifting gears around that Jersey Turnpike. Barney stopped me with his gun 10 minutes after midnight. Said, sir, you broke the limit in his rusty old truck. I don't know about that accent, son. Just where did you come from? I said, where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of front porch sitting. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard to get to heaven. Where I come from, I was south of Detroit City. I pulled in this country kitchen. Try their brand of barbecue, the sign said finger licking. But I paid the tab and the lady asked me how'd I like my biscuit. I'll be honest with you, ma'am, it ain't like mama fixed it. Cause where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of front porch picking. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard to get to heaven. Where I come from. I was chasing sun on 101 somewhere around Ventura. I lost a universal joint and I had to use my finger. This tall lady stopped and asked if I had plans for dinner. Said, no thanks, ma'am, back home we like the girls that sing soprano. Cause where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of front porch sitting. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard to get to heaven. Where I come from. I was heading home on 65 somewhere around Kentucky. When the CB rang, the bobtail rig, it's rolling on like thunder. Well, I answered him and he asked me, aren't you from out in Tulsa? No, but you might have seen me there. Just dropped a load of salsa. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of front porch picking. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard to get to heaven. Where I come from, yes, cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of back porch picking. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard to get to heaven. Where I come from, where I come from, yeah, where I come from, a lot of front porch sitting, staring up at heaven. Where I come from, where I come from, trying to make a living.
Programming and underwriting support from Lime Rock Park, presenting the Northeast Grand Prix featuring the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship and the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge, Friday, July 19th through Saturday, July 20th. Tickets and more information, limerock.com. 32 minutes past the hour on Robin Hood Radio.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 70 degrees.
Watch you take off your clothes and slip under the sheets. Then I turn and kick the boots off my feet. Hey, I pull your clothes without a word, 'cause there's no need to speak. Girl, beauty like yours is hard to beat. But I'll be gone in the morning, I'll be gone. 'Cause I'm not one for hanging on. Hey, please don't think you done something wrong. In the morning when you wake, find me gone. shake your dreams, now it's back to facts. As I turn to leave, I know you had what so many lack. Maybe someday they'll bring me back. But I'll be gone in the morning, I'll be gone. 'Cause I'm not one for hanging on. Hey, please don't think, girl, you done something wrong. In the morning when you wake, you find me gone. I'll be gone in the morning, I'll be gone. 'Cause I'm not one for hanging on. Hey, please don't think you done something wrong. In the morning when you wake, you find me gone. In the morning when you wake, you find me gone.
Robin Hood Radio on Sunday in the country. Dwight Yoakam will go on to Carrie Underwood right now. Reminder, next week, big weekend on Sunday, the Falls Village Car and Motorcycle Show, Sunday morning to Sunday afternoon, and the DM Hunt Library Tag Sale at the Center on Main.
Standing at the back door, she tried to make it fast. One tear hit the hardwood, it fell like broken glass. She said sometimes love slips away and you just can't get it back. Let's face it. For one split second, she almost turned around, but that would be like pouring raindrops back into a cloud. So she took another step and said, I see the way out, and I'm gonna take it. I don't wanna spend my life jaded, waiting to wake up one day and find that I let all these years go by wasted. Another glass of whiskey, but it still don't kill the pain. So he stumbles to the sink and pours it down the drain. He said, it's time to be a man and stop living for yesterday. Gotta face it. 'Cause I don't wanna spend my life jaded, waiting to wake up one day and find that I let all the years go by wasted. Oh, I don't wanna keep on wishing, missing the still of my
programming and underwriting support from Northeast Ford, Route 44 in Millerton, New York, offering new Ford cars, trucks, crossovers, sport utility vehicles, plenty of pre-owned vehicles from all brands, and commercial trucks. Information at 888-728-5035. And you can get new car pricing and free Ford price quotes and view their used car inventory on the web at northeastfordmillerton.com. I'm Marshall Miles. It is time for our Robin Hood Radio entertainment calendar. We take a look at events going on in our tri-state region. At 52 Main in Millerton, New York, they're presenting Mike Wadsworth and Dennis Cavallaro in from Nashville for the weekend. Friday the 12th at 8 p.m., 52main.com. The Downcountry Social Club at the Stagecoach Tavern, Under Mountain Road in Sheffield, presents a jazz brunch with the Michael Junkins Trio. That's Sunday, July 21st from 11 till 3. RBLodge.com. You'll also find them on Facebook. Great Falls Brewing Company, 1 Railroad Street in North Canaan, presents Luke DeRoy. That happens Saturday the 13th at 7 p.m. GreatFallsBrew.com. Sunday evening concerts, North Deck of the Canaan Depot in North Canaan, Connecticut, coming up July 14th. Michael Freest, it's free. It's presented by the Cranford Club and the Music Lab. They do accept donations, by the way, for the musicians. Sharon Reckin Youth Summer Concert Series, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Lions Pavilion at Veterans Field, coming up on July 17th. Last Good Bender. And the 8th Annual Sunset Music Series continues at the VFW in North Canaan on the 18th. National Recording Artists Lucinda and Michael. And Kent Park and Recreation Concerts on the 18th presents The Regulators. That will be held at Kent Town Hall. That is a look at our entertainment calendar for the coming week here on Robin Hood Radio. I'm Marshall Miles for Robin Hood Radio, robinhoodradio.com on the web. WHDD, it's 40 minutes past the hour.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 73 degrees. Years ago, when I was just a child, 4 or 5 years old, we lived just outside of West Cornwall and on the Sharon side of the river. And when my dad used to have to go into New York City when I was a little kid, we didn't have to drive into the city. We drove down to West Cornwall, plopped Dad on the train, and off he went to New York City. Well, that went away, and as I was a little older, we all have to get into a car and drive to New York City and drop my dad off and drive back, which was a big hassle. So I appreciate train service. And the person who is joining us this morning also understands the importance of trains. That's Karen Christensen of the Train Campaign, and she joins us this morning. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Marshall. It's great to be here.
You know, I can remember my father getting on those cars, the lit-up cars, the silver cars, where you just... and they pulled off, and off he went to New York City. And it wasn't that long after that. I think it was in the early 60s, or maybe maybe the early 60s, where that service, the passenger service, went away. How long have you and others been campaigning for this? I mean, we met years and years ago when you first started this.
Not as long ago as 1971 when the last train ran. I got involved in this in 2011. So it's been a while. It's been a little too long, but we're getting there. I think it's so interesting. We now have a generation that doesn't think getting behind a wheel is the way to show that you're grown up. People don't want, young people, and the rest of us, we don't want to be behind a wheel. We're quite happy to have various kind of car services, and then we want trains back.
Well, you know, it's interesting because the Wassaic Project on the New York side of the border here in Wassaic, New York, has a festival each year. And the train out of New York City, the line of I won't call them kids, but young adults who come up to this festival via the train and then will walk from the train station down Route 22. It's about a mile and a half to the hamlet of Wassaic is absolutely astounding each year.
Yeah, and we're working hard to see what was called the Housatonic Line, or actually better known as the Berkshire Line, which ran from New York City, from Grand Central Station up to Danbury, Connecticut, and through New Milford, up through your neck of the woods, and on through the Berkshires to Pittsfield.
Now, what's interesting about that is the Housatonic Railroad is running their service, which is freight service alike. You have gone through some very highs and lows, especially regarding the state of Connecticut. And for the folks who live in Connecticut now, where does it stand? I know that Connecticut was so broke that they really couldn't meet up with Massachusetts. Is there light at the end of the tunnel for Connecticut joining in with Massachusetts?
Well, it's very interesting what's happened just recently. And admittedly, that any kind of cross-border or interstate project, infrastructure project, is more challenging than I would ever have guessed. It's not an easy thing to get the Massachusetts and the Connecticut Departments of Transportation to really work effectively together, but it has happened, and that's what we're counting on. But the interesting thing is that Governor Lamont released a working draft of his transport bill on May 21st, and included in that was wording that says that Metro-North service would be extended past Danbury to New Milford. So that's one piece of the line that I'm talking about. That's one piece of the Berkshire line. And in addition to that, the mayor of Danbury, Mark Boughton, is working very hard to get restored passenger service on what's called the Maybrook link that goes between Danbury and Southeast or Brewster, New York. And that is part of this, the current freight service, but it is also a chunk of the Berkshire line. Up in Massachusetts, major investment, $30 million right now is being invested in upgrading the line from the Connecticut border to Pittsfield to a standard on which we can run modern passenger trains. So the missing link here is that 37 miles of track owned by the state of Connecticut from New Milford up to the Connecticut border.
And do you feel that once the service to Danbury is restored, that it might be a little easier fight for you to get that last 37 miles in?
We are going to be very actively working with legislators and other community leaders and citizen leaders in northwestern Connecticut. And there are many people who are extremely keen on that link being filled in. So we're not going to wait for other things to happen. We are looking at some other funding strategies that might kind of even it out and make it more feasible for Connecticut to step in. It's very important for departments of transportation are focused on moving people from one place to another. They are not focused on working out the economic or social benefits of transportation. And so this is something that the Train campaign we really feel that we can contribute. And I have some terrific volunteer professionals who are working on it in very imaginative 21st century ways to figure out how to sort of put the pieces of the puzzle together and restore the Berkshire line.
We're speaking with Karen Christensen, the Train campaign, and that's restoring train service. So you could go all the way to New York City, or leave New York City and go all the way up to Pittsfield if need be. A lot of the infrastructure is there, especially that 37-mile part you talk is probably going to need the most work of anything. But what I find so interesting with this is that this is left from being a Massachusetts initiative. You have now volunteers basically and people working this in all three states.
That's right. Yes. There's a great deal of interest in New York. And, of course, we are all connected. So many of the people, myself, I spend a lot of time in New York. There are other people we are not fixed in one place. We feel at home. We want the benefits, the variety of the city, and we love these rural regions that we also call home. And we want to see them connected in ways that will benefit the people who live here and will bring new people to our region.
Anybody who has any questions about that, all they have to do is really go across the New York side of the border and take a look when, once again, Wassaic was included in at the new, where they ran the tracks all the way to there. And when they first built that parking lot, everybody thought they just were crazy building a parking lot that size. Well, that parking lot is jam full all the time.
Absolutely.
The Silo Ridge area now, that incredible private development, which is bringing millions of dollars of tax dollars into Amenia, New York, probably would not be there if it were not for the train service that comes right to its next door. I mean, that's how economically important proper train service is.
Absolutely, and calculating some of those things is going to be really important to our efforts, so that we can make a case, a business case, an economic case, as well as a case in terms of the social improvements, the improvements to communities that can come from having regular daily passenger train service to a major city like New York.
Now, if people that are listening want to get involved, or if people who have questions are saying, trains, what's the easiest way for them to get a hold of you and other people at the Train Campaign?
Yeah, please visit www.traincampaign.org. We've got tons of information there. We have a frequent newsletter. I've started to do podcasts. I'll be doing one with Massachusetts State Senator Eric Lesser tomorrow, and we'll be doing more with other leaders in the region, so that people who want to listen maybe on their car commute and learn about the Train Campaign will be able to do that too. We'll be hosting those at iTunes as well as other sites. But sign up for our newsletter, please. Traincampaign.org. There's an email contact address there. People are very welcome to write in with questions.
Now, if people want more information, when we post this up on our on-demand site, this interview will be on our on-demand site. We have all the links you need to contact all the various folks at the Train Campaign on that link. So now this has been like a roller coaster ride for you, ups to highs of high and the lows of low. Now, where you are right now, is this about the best you felt about the possibility of this, or where are you in that scale of?
Absolutely. When I see this activity, this new interest in Connecticut, which I wasn't familiar with, now that I've started going down to New Milford and Danbury, and I've talked to people at Kent, I hear from people how interested they are, not just in service to New York, but in restoring the whole line and being able to get up to the Berkshires and for people from the Berkshires to be able to come down and enjoy their beautiful region and beautiful towns. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm also incredibly positive because I can walk down from my house in Great Barrington and I can see the new steel 1/4 mile pieces of 36-pound rail. That is good stuff. That is what we want. And it's lying there. It's been paid for by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and it's going to be installed to replace all that old clickety-click track that's on the line now.
It's an amazing story, and I'm a big believer in the rebirth of trains. Like I said, when I was a kid, it used to make us very easy to go into the city with my dad, and getting into a car was, I guess, a lot more of an adventure when you're a kid. But when you're an adult, getting stuck in all that traffic is no longer an adventure. And the trains. What's basically, look, would you rather have trains on the rails or tons of cars and tons of trucks on the highway?
Passenger rail is 21st century travel, and this line is probably the best case in the United States in terms of showing a model for the restoration of rail. And it's actually, in many ways, although it's got its complications, it's an easier project because because the freight service is still running. It's got trains on it every single day. That's a huge advantage in legal terms and in practical terms.
Well, keep us updated on this. We're going to have Karen on at least once a quarter here talking about the Train Campaign. And we have these nice minutes that are run on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here on Robin Hood Radio as well. Little vignettes that deal with trains. Karen, just keep up the good work. Once again, on the web, it is traincampaign.org?
That's right.
Traincampaign.org. And keep us abreast of the information, and have a great day, Karen.
Great to talk to you, Marshall. Thanks so much.
All right, take care. Once again, that is the Train Campaign, traincampaign.org on the web.
says it's the end of time. December 31st, 1999. People buying up army surplus things, afraid of what the new year will bring. I live back in the woods, you see. Y2K don't mean a thing to me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive. A country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can fly a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn. Make our own whiskey and our own smoke too. Ain't too many things these old boys can't do, including Bocephus. We grow good old tomatoes and a homemade wine. A country boy can survive. Country boys can survive. Country can't stop a sound and you can't make us run. We'll survive the new millennium. We sing grace and we sing ma'am. If you ain't into that, we don't give a damn. We came from the West Virginia coal mines and the Rocky Mountains and the western skies. If the bank machines crash, we'll be just fine, 'cause a country boy can survive. Country boys can survive.
I had a good friend in New York City. Never called me Bocephus, called me Hillbilly. But he was killed by a man with a switchblade knife. For $43, my friend lost his life. Now this dude's gonna get out in a year or two, 'cause the system don't work for me and you, but a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive.
Country can't stop a sound and you can't make us run. We'll survive the new millennium.
We say grace and we say ma'am. If you ain't into that, don't give a damn. We're from North Carolina and South Alabama, little towns all around this land. If the bank machines crash, we'll be just fine, and the country boy can survive. Country folks can survive.
Country boy can survive. Country boys can survive.
Any year, any time.
Now we've got 2 hours under our belt, heading for hour number 3 on Sunday in the Country here on Robin Hood Radio. Double M in the air chair, AM and FM by my side on this Sunday morning.
She's the last girl I thought I'd ever see here. But there stands the preacher's daughter holding a beer. A tattoo of an angel on the small of her back. How cool is that? She probably don't remember me, it's been a long, long time. About then she turned around, kinda stared at me and smiled. She said, I had the hearts for you in Sunday school class. Now tell me, how cool is that? How cool is a hot summer night when the stars line up and everything feels just right? How
what's his name? She said, has it really been that long? No, a lot of things have changed. She brushed her hair back and said, let's not talk about the past. How cool is that? How cool is a hot summer night when the stars line up and everything feels just right? How cool is knowing inside that I'm the one she's looking at with that look in her eye? Yeah, now how cool is knowing inside that I'm the one she's looking at with that look in her eye? She's the last girl I thought I'd ever see here, but there stands a preacher's daughter holding a beer.
Robin Hood Radio is WHDD AM and FM Sharon, WBSL FM Sheffield, and WLHV FM Annandale on Hudson.
Here's a check on stories we're following for you on Robin Hood Radio. Kent Memorial Library will be open Sundays during the summer beginning this weekend. Hours are noon to 4 through July 28th, and then August 4th through the 18th from noon until 4. Outdoor summer concerts at Noble Horizons kick off today at 4 p.m. The Barbershop Harmonies of the Valley Chordsmen, the all-male barbershop chorus, has been singing since 1947. Pack a picnic to share with friends. On the free concert, reserve a table with gingham tablecloths and fresh flowers, or just lay a blanket on the ground. Also tonight, Sunday evening concerts at the North Deck Canaan Depot, put on by the Cranford Club and Music Lab. Coming up tonight will be Francine and Eric. That concert will be held 5:30 to 6:30. If it rains, it moves indoors. We'll keep you abreast of news and weather information every hour on the hour, and we'll bring you updates as needed. I'm Marshall Miles for Robin Hood Radio, robinhoodradio.com. You'll find us on Facebook, and you'll also find us on Instagram.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 73 degrees. Underwriting support from Associated Lightning Rod, Route 22 in Millerton, installing lightning protection for homes and businesses for well over 50 years. 518-789-4603, ALRCI.com on the web. Sagala Turnkey Housing, Route 7 in Canaan, an authorized independent builder for Westchester Modular Homes. 860-824-0019, Sagalas.com. Roaring Oaks Florist in Lakeville, Connecticut. Unique designs with personal attention. RoaringOaksFlorist.com. Dave's TV, Route 44 in Millerton, New York. Everything for home entertainment, video, audio, satellite TV. 518-789-3881, davestv.net. McEnroe Organic Farm Market, Route 22 in Millerton, open year-round 7 days a week. 518-789-4191, McEnroeOrganicFarm.com. Northeast Muffler, Route 22 in Millerton, New York. 518-789-3669. On Facebook, Northeast Muffler.
Promised you on the day we wed, till death do us part. Yeah, that was what I said. But things have changed since I made that vow. The love I felt for you is so much deeper now. So I've made up my mind. When the family sings sweet by and by, they might as well go on goodbye, 'cause you've come to be my heart and soul. The air I breathe, the reason there's life in these bones. So I've made up my mind.
We're into the final hour here on Sunday in the Country, kicking things off with Randy Travis this morning. Let's go from Randy to Billy, as in Billy Ray Cyrus, here on Sunday in the Country on Robin Hood Radio.
She used to cry when I come home late. She couldn't buy the lies I told. All she wanted was to be needed, someone that she could call her own. The love I know I took for granted, until she walked out of my door. Too little, too late to say I'm sorry, 'cause she's not crying anymore. She's not crying anymore, and she ain't lonely any longer. There's a smile upon her face, a new love takes my place. She's not crying anymore. Really doing well now. She's picked herself up off the ground. I wasn't there when I was needed, but I was there to let her down. Sometimes, you know, I feel so faded. If I knew then what I know now, another tear would never fall, 'cause I'd give all of my all if we could work things out somehow. But she's not crying anymore, and she ain't lonely any longer. There's a smile upon her face, a new love takes my place. She's not crying anymore. She's not crying anymore. She ain't lonely any longer. There's a smile upon her face, a new love takes my place. She's not crying anymore. There's a smile upon her face, a new love takes my place. She's not crying anymore.
Underwriting support from the Fife and Drum Restaurant, Gift Shop, and in Kent, Connecticut, maintaining their personal commitment to fine food, good music, and attentive hospitality for over 40 years. A memorable destination for either a quick bite to eat, or special occasion, or celebrate a romantic evening. FifeandDrum.com. You'll also find them on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Ray from McEnrose in Millerton, and I support our local NPR station, WHDD.
To show your support for the nation's smallest NPR affiliate, you can do it one of three ways. You can go online, RobinHoodRadio.com, click on Make a Donation. You can mail a check, address it to WHDD 67 Main Street, Sharon, Connecticut, 06069. Make the check payable to Tri-State Public Communications. Or you can phone in a credit card request at 860-364-4640.
Your name on my lips, and I like the sound of your sweet gentle kiss, and the way that you innocence lingers even when you're not there. And I like the way your eyes dance when you laugh, and how you enjoy your 2-hour bath, and how you convince me to dance in the rain with everyone watching like we were insane. But I love the way you love me. Strong and wild, slow and easy, heart and soul, so completely I love the way you love me. I like to imitate old Jerry Lee, watch you roll your eyes when I'm slightly off key, and I like the innocent way that you cry at sappy old movies you've seen hundreds of times. But I love the way you love me. Strong and wild, slow and easy, heart and soul, so completely I love the way you love me. And I could list a million things I love to like about you, but they all come down to one reason: I could never live without you. I love the way you love me. Strong and wild, slow and easy, heart and soul, so completely I love the way you love me. Oh baby, I love the way you love me.
Well, I'll never forget the first time that I heard that pretty mouth say that dirty word. And I can't even remember now what she backed my truck into, but she covered her mouth and her face got red, and she just looked so darn cute that I couldn't even act like I was mad. Yeah, I live for little moments like that. Well, that's like just last year on my birthday. She lost all track of time and burnt the cake. And every smoke detector in the house was going off, and she was just about to cry until I took her in my arms, and I tried not to let her see me laugh. Yeah, I live she tries so hard for me, and I thank God that she isn't, 'cause how boring would that be? It's the little imperfections, it's a sudden change in plans, when she misreads the directions, and we're lost but holding hands. Yeah, I live for little moments like that. Sofa in the dark, and about the time she falls asleep, so does my right arm. And I want so bad to move it, 'cause it's tingling and it's numb. But she looks so much like an angel that I don't want to wake her up. Yeah, I live for little moments when she steals my heart again and doesn't even know it. Yeah, I live for little moments like that.
Just heard from Brad Paisley here on Sunday in the Country on Robin Hood Radio. Little moments before that, John Michael Montgomery. I love the way you love me. We talked about Noble Horizon concert today at 4 o'clock. Well, tonight at the North Deck of the Canaan Depot, there's Sunday evening concerts. Francine and Eric, 5:30 is when it starts. It's free and open to the public. Programming and underwriting support from Blue Hill Country Store and Cafe, 176 Ashley Falls Road, North Canaan. Gifts for all, including pets, flowers for every occasion. They're closed Sunday and Monday. You'll find them on Facebook. Robin Hood Radio, 27 minutes after the hour.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 73 degrees.
Souls of so many friends, and I see us all back here again, with sandy floors and ceiling fans, a Rastafarian one-man band with songs that fill my memories like a tip jar. Yeah, that's what I see when I see this bar. I see tourists at Christmas time, and I taste beers with a hand of lime. Cause it's not the same. Different faces and different names, living like pirates out among the stars. Yeah, that's what I see when I see this bar. Pieces of my past slowly slip away. Time just
summer, right? That's exactly right. We've been having summertime weather. It's Sunday in the Country here on Robin Hood Radio. Once again, let's bring in the man. Here's Alan Jackson.
Well, I'm gonna raise a fuss, I'm gonna raise a holler about working all summer just to try and earn a dollar. Every time I call my baby to try to get a date, my boss says, no dice, son, you gotta work late. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, 'cause there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Well, my mama and papa told me, son, you gotta make some money. If you wanna use a car to go riding next Sunday. Well, I didn't go to work, told the boss I was sick. Now you can't use a car 'cause you didn't work a lick. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, 'cause there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Take my problem to the United Nations. Well, I called my congressman and he said, quote, I'd like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, 'cause there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. The summertime blues. No, there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Robin Hood Radio. Hey, next Sunday, it's the Falls Village Car Show, running from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. Also, the DM Hunt Library has their big tag sale at the Center on Main, and that's next week. Sunday is a very big day. Underwriting support from the Bistro Box, Great Barrington. Not your average roadside eatery, offering a fun mix of classical favorites at an outdoor drive-in style stop. Great for families with children, local workers, and tourists up for the weekend. Fresh, quality ingredients served in a quick, tasteful manner. TheBistroBoxRocks.com and on Facebook. Our community calendar of coming events on Robin Hood Radio, underwritten by the Stagecoach Tavern, South Undermountain Road, the home of the Downcountry Social Club, 413-229-8585, stagecoachtavern.net. SoCo Creamery, 5 Railroad Street in Great Barrington, 413-644-9866, SoCoCreamery.com. Cafe Adam in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, dinner Wednesday through Sunday, cafeadam.org, and on Facebook. A celebration of the life of service for Robert Sadlon, 76, co-founder of the Movie House in Millerton, with his wife Carol, will be held at the Movie House on Saturday, July 13th from 10 until noon. A reception will be following next door at 50 Main Street. Mr. Sadlon passed away on May 15th following a battle with brain cancer. He's survived by his wife Carol and his son Cyprian. So once again, coming up, service for Robert Sadlon on Saturday, July 13th from 10 until noon at the Movie House. If your not-for-profit or public service organization has an event going on that you'd like to publicize, we'd like to help you out. RobinHoodRadio.com. Click on Contact Us. click on Submit PSA. Once you're there, make sure you fill out the form completely, and then after filling everything in, make sure you click Submit. The only rule we have, one simple rule, and that is as long as you don't pay for it elsewhere. We'll put it on the air absolutely free on Robin Hood Radio and the Robin Hood Radio Network. 38 minutes past the hour.
Here's your Robin Hood Radio Tri-State forecast. Much better day for Sunday to round out the weekend. Some sunshine, dry, and somewhat less humid, and highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. for Robin Hood Radio.
It's 73 degrees. On Robin Hood Radio, it's nice to welcome in the executive director, new. We'll see how quickly the term new is used here. The new executive director of Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association, and with us right now on the telephone line is that person, and that is Nancy Deming. Nancy, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Now, how long have you been executive director now?
I've been at Salisbury VNA since March 18th, but I've been in home health care for over 20 years.
All right, so now we are going to get a little background on you before we head into, of course, the incredible things that Salisbury Visiting Nurse offer our area. So you've been 20 some odd years. You've obviously been in healthcare. What led you in the direction when you first got into healthcare to wind up in healthcare, like in a capacity like this?
I started in a hospital to get some good clinical experience, but I was always intrigued by home care because I just thought it. You're in you're helping your neighbors. You're helping them stay home. I know myself. If I were not well, the best place for me to get better would be in my own home. And people are on their own turf, and you're supporting their recovery in the surroundings they want to be in.
It's interesting you say that because I'm 5 years out. 5 years ago, I started a series of 3 major surgeries, totally rebuilding both my feet, realigning my ankles and my tendons, my ligaments, and I was told by the hospital, this was a hospital for special surgery, that I would have to go into rehabilitation centers after each surgery. And I opted instead to go home, have somebody who could stay with me 24 hours a day, and have Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association do the things along with this other person that needed to be done in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah. There's less risk of infection at home, and I think we're more motivated when we're home because we're surrounded by all the familiar things we were able to do, and we want to get back to them. So it's the way to go. Of course, when I need to be in a different situation, like a hospital, I'm grateful they're there. Yeah. But as we start to progress towards wellness, I think there's no place like home.
No, there isn't. And by the way, even though it was expensive to do what I did at home because we had somebody stay with me 24 hours a day, and also between having Salisbury Visiting Nurses there and that person there, it was literally probably 20% of what it would have cost to go into a rehab facility.
Yeah, home care is definitely the most affordable option for the healthcare system, for our Medicare and, private insurers. We deliver the most bang for the buck. So, and we're seeing, that is the way of the future. They're trying to get people into the right setting at the right time. And over the years, hospital stays have shortened, skilled nursing facility stays have shortened, and they encourage people to go on to home care.
We're speaking with SVNA Executive Director Nancy Deming. And, looking at your background here, you've gone from case manager, nursing supervisor, you've worked for as an administration. Just speaking to you for the first time, to me it seems like you really you're like the hands-on approach. You like not only to be in the office of, let's say, an administrator, but also stay in contact with not only the people that work with you and for you, but also the patients that come to need the benefits of Salisbury Visiting Nurses.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and I love that I was able to, have my feet on the street for many years because it enables me to really understand the business from different angles, not just sitting behind a desk. So I think that's important in any, leader, manager.
Of course, Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association serves Canaan, Cornwall, Falls Village, Goshen, Kent, Lakeville, Norfolk, North Canaan, Salisbury, Sharon, Taconic, and Warren, and has since 1904. But when you think of Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association, I think most people don't realize how diverse your services are, from home health to home assistance, hospice, and regular community services. I mean, you do cover an incredibly broad range of services.
Yeah, I love that continuum of care here. So it can suit people when they only need a few hours of assistance a week, maybe from a companion or an aide to help with personal care. And if they have any, medical changes, we have the skilled care. And if they need round-the-clock care, we can provide that. And then we also have the hospice program. So, we really can follow people, right through the end of their lives.
Well, that's what I found out when my mother came to her end of life. We went with hospice care through Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association, and I always pass this along. The people that were working for Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association at the time, because they're members of the community, my mother was a member of the community, some of them knew about my mother's likes and dislikes on certain things. And they would do things like bring her, because they knew that she liked cheeseburgers, or they knew that she liked kielbasa, and they'd unexpectedly come and bring things like that to her. And they knew one girl who did this, woman I should say, even knew what color my mother loved her nails painted, and would do things like that on top of the other medical screening and the safety things that they normally would do.
Yeah, the personal side of a small VNA like this is just priceless.
And we pass along that, I always tend to talk about Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association in those terms. But, I mean, like you just said, you do a complete continuum of care from infants right up to hospice. I mean, you are intertwined with everything from beginning to end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the beauty of this program. And the community is so supportive of the agency, and the agency is supportive of our community members. It's just a great relationship. Our board is all volunteers. They're very dedicated and committed to this agency, surviving and thriving, because, as you know, there's so much going on in healthcare right now. It's a tough, business to be in, but we just try to keep the mission in mind and, do what we're here to do. So
I think that's what even makes you more important, is there's so many changes on almost a daily basis in healthcare that it's nice to have something like this at home that you can get answers to right away. And what I never realized is when I went to your website, by the way, people want more information, they can go to salisburyvna.org. If you want to make a donation to Salisbury VNA to help them keep up their services and keep costs down, I was amazed when I saw a gift of $25 helps stock a home health aid supply bag, and that's when they come to gloves, sanitizers, masks, goggles. $100 provides homebound patients with cost-efficient remote health telemonitoring systems. $500 donation covers the cost of expensive medications for hospice, and a $1,000 donation helps immunize, listen to this, over 1,400 of people who live around you and their families against influenza. It's amazing how far a dollar will go when they donate it to you.
Absolutely, and we're always so grateful. This area, this town, I mean, the incredible support we get. Salisbury VNA is very grateful, and we use it strictly for operations and giving back. There's no stockholders; it's all not for profit. So you really. it's a great organization.
We're speaking once again with the executive director of Salisbury Visiting Nurse Association, and that is Nancy Deming. And more information, if you need it, folks, 860-435-0816, or once again, salisburyvna.org. And in closing, do you have one statement to make people who might be listening, Nancy, about why, whether they're somebody in their 20s, somebody in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 80s, why it's important for them to find out more about the services you offer?
I think because it's one of those things that people don't think about the kind of health care they want until they're in a crisis situation. So you're right, no matter what your age, you could find yourself in need of services, and that's why it's great to at least just remember our name even, because you do have a choice, and if you ever find yourself in a hospital, a doctor's office, a skilled nursing facility, you can ask for Salisbury Visiting Nurse. And, we can custom tailor a plan of care to help people recover in their homes.
Well, thank you for taking a few minutes of your time, Nancy, and I hope I don't see you too soon. But
that's right. No.
But keep up the great work at SVNA.
Thank you so much.
If I could have my pick of all the girls I've ever known, then I know I'd pick you out to be my very own. There'll never be anyone else but you for me. Never ever be, just couldn't be anyone else but you. A heart that's true and longs for you is all I have to give. All my love belongs to you as long as I may live. There'll never be anyone else but you for me. Never ever be, just couldn't be anyone else but you. I never will forget the way you kiss me. And when we're not together, I wonder if you'll miss me. 'Cause I hope and pray the day will come when you belong to me. Then I know I'd prove to you how true my love can be. There'll never be anyone else but you for me. Never ever be, just couldn't be anyone else but you.
Robin Hood Radio, 3 hours has come and gone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Remember, Sunday, next week, Big Sunday in Falls Village. It's the biggest little car show you'll find in the United States of America, and we hope to see you there. Hey, join us for the rest of the programming today and tomorrow. You can catch Jill and I on The Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio in between 6 and 9 a.m. Have a great what's left of your Sunday.
My brother said that I was rotten to the core. I was the youngest child, so I got by with more. Yes, she was tired by the time I came along. She'd laugh until she cried. I could do no wrong. She would always save me because I was her baby. I worked a factory in Ohio, a shrimp boat in the bayou. I drove a truck in Birmingham, turned 21 in Cincinnati. I called home to Mom and Daddy. I said, your boy is now a man. She said, I don't care if you're 80. You'll always be my baby. She loved that photograph of our whole family. She'd always point us out for all her friends to see. That's Greg, he's doing great. He really loves his job. And Ronnie with his 2 kids, how about that wife he's got? And that one's kinda crazy, but that one is my baby. I got a call in Alabama, so come on home to Louisiana and come as fast as you can fly. 'Cause your mama really needs you and says she's gotta see you. She might not make it through the night. The whole way I drove 80 so she could see her baby. She looked like she was sleeping and my family had been weeping by the time that I got to her side. And I knew that she'd been taken, in my heart it was breaking. I never got to say goodbye. I softly kissed that lady and cried just like a baby.
All my life was a paper, once plain, pure and white, till you moved with your pen, changing moods now and then, till the balance was right. Then you added some music, every note was in place, and anybody could see all the changes in me by the look on my face. And you decorated my life, created a world where dreams are apart. And you decorated my life. Like a rhyme with no reason in an unfinished song. There was no harmony, life meant nothing to me until you came along and brought out the colors. What a gentle surprise. Now I'm able to see all the things life can be, shining soft in your eyes.